as I take you on a tour. Let me put you on to some new work. Grilling this heat, I got the word on the street. Take heed, introduce you to some brand new things. Food for the soul, till you gotta blow. Food worth forking, take it on the go. In tune, serving it up on the road. Tell you all about it on a special. This here's something you don't wanna miss. Hit you every week with a new dish.
Try that one more time where you can hear me. How y'all doing? Welcome to a new episode of Food Worth Forking. I am your host, Laura Williams. Welcome. It's been a minute, but I'm back. No worries. If this is your first time watching Food Worth Forking, welcome. Food Worth Forking is all about food, dating, and lifestyle. So, all things food, culinary, talking to chefs, creating recipes, what new restaurants are we trying, where are we going out on dates, dating, what's happening out here in these dating streets, especially for those of us mature adults over the age of 40. And lifestyle, what's happening in the world around us. So again, if this is your first time watching, I hope that you subscribe to the channel. And if you haven't yet, why haven't you? Subscribe to the channel, hit that bell, and like this episode so that this channel and this Food Worth Forking community can grow. Come on in. And let's see. Follow on Instagram, TikTok, X, Twitter, Facebook, all Food Worth Forking. So, let's get into it. So it's been a minute, and I'm really excited to be here tonight. And I just wanted to, tonight is all about, if you haven't figured it out yet, this is Love, Lies, and Lenses. The lens, looking into this Love is Blind season 6. This is the final, this is part 3, the final part, the breakdown. And tonight I have the male perspective and a female perspective on what the season has been all about. It's been very interesting. And I have to be honest, I haven't watched Love is Blind in a long time. So I was in for a few seasons and then I fell off. And then I heard so many people talking about this season. And I was like, let me check this out. Let me see what's really going on. It's wild. It is wild. So we're going to talk about Love is Blind. So before we get started, I'll tell you about that in a minute. Before we get started, I'm going to tell you about, I have guests tonight. I have two guests this evening. We're going to have a good time. So Nathalie Guillaume is back this week with her take on Love is Blind in this season 6. And tonight I also have Toby Brazwell, who is also a guest and a friend, and they're both friends of the podcast. So as you know, Nathalie is your DIY sensation, and Toby Brazwell is a co-host of Riffs On Riffs podcast. So I'm going to bring both of those in, and we are going to get this show on the road. Hey, Toby.
Hey, what's going on? What's good?
It's Wednesday.
Hump day.
And we're about to have a great time.
Oh, yes,
so all is well. All is well.
I love it.
What's up, Nathalie?
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
Tired but good. Happy to be here.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let me see.
I love your transparency.
I'm like, hold on a second. Hold on. You don't look tired, girl.
Well,
I mean,
tired.
Never that.
I didn't say I look tired. I said I am tired.
Nobody would know you tired.
You gotta
make sure. Yeah, so you know how this goes. So just to kind of get us started, we're going to start off with some speed round questions, have a little fun here. and get into it tonight. So first question is, if you had the chance to change your name, your first name, what would you change it to? Toby, you're up. If you had the opportunity to change your first name, what would you change it to?
Nothing. I love my name. I love Toby. I'll be honest with you.
Okay.
It didn't always start that way. So I love my name. If anything, I would say this: since my stage name is Haiku, I probably would have changed it to Haiku. That'd be the only other name. But those are the only two names I really answer to is Toby or stage name being Haiku, like in the music world. But that's it.
I'm with it. Natalie?
Well, Haiku would have got Toby beat up in the playground, and
you act like Toby didn't start enough stuff already with the movie Roots and stuff like that.
Oh,
that's a whole other thing. I didn't.
He said, "I did not."
I did not.
You still have scars?
Listen, I wear them well. I'll put it that way.
That's right. That's right. Wear them well. Well, I probably wouldn't change my name either. I'll be honest with you. Like, so I'm Haitian, as everybody knows. So my family, or anybody who's Haitian doesn't call me Natalie. They call me Nathalie. So that's like the French way to say my name is Nathalie. Mm-hmm. So because I did not want to get beat up in the playground when I moved to New York, and I was in 4th grade in Brooklyn when I moved to the States, I quickly allowed the kids to call me Natalie, the American version, because it sounds real pretentious when you're trying to correct some people and be like, "Oh no, it's Nathalie," so. But I wouldn't change my name. I actually like it.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. No, because they'd be like, "All right, Natalie."
Listen, well, I'll tell you one thing. That age throws a lot of people off. I've gotten Nathaniel, which is one of my favorites. Because I'm like, you just stop reading. Like you
yeah, for real. You just decide that was a decision.
Yeah, you made a decision. That was like, oh, okay. And it's like Nathaniel. And I'm like,
yeah.
Oh,
that dude's brain was on auto correct? Just like you just like read half of it. It's just like, yo, that's it.
I've gotten it a handful of times. So it's not like happens. I'm like, that is me.
Oh my gosh.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what is one thing you wish you enjoyed more? Your face is like,
You know what? Here's one thing.
I will say for me, I wish I enjoyed working out more.
Oh, I can see that.
I wish I enjoyed it more. I'm doing it, but I just wish I enjoyed it more.
I really wish I was one of those people that get up at like 6 a.m. and was like, I gotta get my runs in. If I don't get 10 miles in, I don't feel like myself. And I'm like, I feel fine. I'm gonna sit right here. I'm okay. But yes, Laura, I hear you.
Right?
I hear you on that one.
I think one thing I wish I enjoyed more was precision, like when it comes to like music, like mixing tracks is painful to me. I'm all about the creative process, but when it comes to mixing music and getting specifics, I lose my head on some of that stuff. I don't have the patience for it. I'd rather pay for somebody else to do it. But I wish that I had the patience to do that. So yeah, that's one thing I wish.
Look at that. Understood. How do you usually answer the phone?
Professionally. Professionally.
I
always.
Unless it's like a friend, then I'm like, hey girl. But otherwise it's like, hello, this is Natalie. Like that is the norm now.
You're also professional.
I say the same thing except for minus the Natalie part. I say, hi, this is Nathaniel. I'm just kidding. I say, hi, this is Toby. How can I help you? And then kind of go from there. I get all, it's with my job. I'm sure like all of you guys, I get all sorts of calls. You never know if it's a vendor calling you, if it's a customer or a candidate that you're looking to interview. So you're always on stage. Yep. And so you have to present yourself, because I interview people every day, and the way they answer the phone a lot of times just determines how long this conversation is gonna be. If I have somebody answer the phone like, yo, are you okay? Are you Are you in a safe place
Right.
to have this conversation? Are you in a safe place? Because you answer the phone really aggressive. Really aggressive. That and like people that are heavy breathers on the phone, like they answer the phone, like, you should have not answered the phone. I don't care if we have an appointment or not. I need you to catch your breath. I
Right.
need you to catch your
Like,
breath.
listen, Dog Vader, I don't need.
Yeah, we don't need all that. Remove your mouth from the premises. Right. Oh, move.
Are you running?
No. Why are you running? It's an interview.
No, that person. Are you in a safe space? Are you?
Yeah.
Like chasing you? Should I call the cops?
Hilarious. Okay, Toby, what is your idea of a good date?
I think idea of a good date is good food and great conversation. I think good food and great conversation, I think is a great date. I think movie dates, I think, are not the best. You need time to talk to the person. And to me, with someone that's actually someone's actually done food service, I've actually, been a server, I've actually been a bartender. I pay attention to how people treat others, other members of the people that are servers and all that. To me, that's a big thing. It's a big turn off if they can't treat those people right or well. So I pay attention to all of that. I think good food, great conversation, and a walk afterwards, I think is good.
I agree. Nathalie, what do you think?
I like that.
What do you say?
I definitely agree with the no movie date unless you've been together for a while, because then you can't talk. Like, so I agree with a conversation. You can go out for drinks. For me, it's good company. That's the important part.
Okay. Yeah. I always want to do like a really fun activity. Like, I'm
waiting for Laura to be like,
I have so many questions.
To go like whitewater rafting on our first date, and I'm like, yeah, no, I didn't sign up for that. I didn't wear the right shoes for this date. I'm sorry.
Dude, your faces are hilarious. Y'all both was like this.
No, you don't.
Because since I moved to the South, I realized that this is like a big. I'm always like categorizing like the difference between like New York men and dating in the South. These men love bowling. I don't like
bowling. Is a big thing.
Oh my God. Like, why do you want to take me bowling? Like, I got an activity manicure, and you're like, let's just go ahead and bruise your knuckles on this heavy ball. Like, I don't want to go bowling. I don't. Yeah.
Well, I think that's when you ask the person.
This is my announcement for any future men I date. Don't take me bowling. I'm already like, oh God. Yeah. I don't want chicken fingers and fries, and I don't want bowling. I don't.
Yeah. Well, you don't have. I mean, it's different if you go to a restaurant before or after. But like we'll take bowling for now. Like if you go bowling, it also shows like how competitive you are. Are you giving? Like how do you both are like, no.
There's got to be another activity. I'm using it
for
you
now.
How bad I play pool.
Even if you go to if you go to an escape room, I'm just saying like something that's interactive. That kind of
it's so and I like where you're going, Laura. I think you have the best intentions in mind. I think that is so sweet.
Just so rude.
I love the way that you think about this, but you have to understand that in an escape room, it's high pressure, high stress. You're literally on a date.
I'm using it
your best self. And here we go in a high pressure situation. Have you ever been to one of those that like act like it's a zombie apocalypse or whatever? And have you ever seen some of the people in those rooms? They act like it's for real. Like they're constantly.
Well, the positive thing, right, could be you quickly find out if your date is an idiot or not.
Oof.
Right? If it's like little puzzles, and you're like, oh, you can't add.
That's what I'm like. It answers some questions. It does. Are you going to allow me to participate? Wait, like you just said, they can't ask you to put that number over here. Let me help you. And then you're like, that's interesting.
You see, but some of y'all some of y'all, I won't say y'all, I'll say some people, let's just say that some people are more doers and not collaborators. I'm worried about
Yo,
that because
Toby's the one pushing you out the way, like I'll do it myself.
Yeah, he's telling, like, I put me in there with some.
look, the zombies
like,
ain't gonna get
already knows.
look, the zombies ain't gonna get me, Laura. The zombies are not gonna get me. That's all I'm trying to say. Okay, listen.
Toby said we're not running out of time in this room. We are solving this problem. Let's go.
If you in my way, you
look here, Nathaniel. Get it together.
Oh my God! The next time we get together, group activity, put it down. Escape room. Listen, I need to do an escape room with Toby.
Yeah, and film the whole thing. Because listen, if there's no collaboration, I quit. I'm out. Just let the time run out. Okay, no, I was playing. I ain't like that.
Toby's gonna walk out the room and lock the rest of us back in there because he's gonna be like, "Yo, I didn't work for this. I'm out. You guys stay inside."
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah. Okay. No activities for y'all. So right now, who is your favorite?
I said no bowling.
No activities, because y'all even the escape room, y'all just took me somewhere. So right now, who is your favorite character, person? I say character, but person on Love Is Blind.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Okay, so if once I ignore all the crazies, I have to go with my boring couple. Like, well, you know what? I take it back. Not the whole couple. Not the whole couple. I'm gonna go with oh my God. I have to think of Amy. I'm gonna go with Amy.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Amy. The only reason I'm not going with Johnny is because I'm not sure if Johnny understands how, like, you know, like, I don't think he took sex ed in school, and I'm not sure if he understands. There's a big difference between, like, I don't want to use condoms to, like, I need a vasectomy. Like, I just feel like there's a big gray area here.
Yeah,
and I was like,
I was
watching it going, was he homeschooled? Because I don't understand, how do we go from she can't get on birth control, oh, I should just have a vasectomy then. And I was like, well, so I'm gonna go with Amy.
Yeah. Okay. Toby?
I guess.
No, I'm like, good Lord.
Well, I mean, look, there were some.
Actually has to pick from a lot of crazy.
I think that of all the cats on the program, the people, I think the boring couple is the best couple. Period. And I really, when we say boring couple, we really do mean boring in the right way, right? There's just no drama. I think, you know, Amy and Johnny, I think they were just a fantastic couple. We saw it from the very beginning. I would say the couple that I was really, really rooting for was Kenneth and Brittany. I was rooting for them because I saw
at first
I was like, I think this could really be something sweet, you know, and I thought that she was gorgeous, and I'm like, Ken, you got yourself a prize. This is much better than you would have potentially found in the wild.
In the wild.
This is
anywhere else.
Well, right. This is much better than what you could have potentially found in the wild. And it's right here. It's right here. And she's into you.
She was. And she was trying really hard. She was like, okay, what else can I do? How can I shift? All the things.
And all he had to do was
in my head, I had a whole different scenario of how the kitchen breakup conversation could have went different if Kenneth was just a different kind of dude. Okay. I just feel like at that point, she's basically saying, I don't know if we have this chemistry. And I think he took, like, I don't want to have sex before we get married, as in, like, don't touch me, which I was like, that's not what she said. She just said she wanted to wait. You both agreed to wait. But there's so much you can do between that and wait, like, you know, and waiting. And I'm like, when she's having this conversation, I was like, Kenneth, if you don't walk around this kitchen counter, pick this chick up, put her on the counter and be like, listen, I was sure you really like me. I was like, Kenneth, this was your chance to, like, pull it down, let her feel a little something, and then be like, all right, go take a cold shower. I'm just saying, I think that could have worked. I just what?
I think there were a lot of opportunities that were missed and I think one of the huge challenges with this program is something that you would think that the obvious challenge in not being able to see the person that you're, talking to, you'd have thought that communication, these people would learn to be better communicators, but we realized that did not happen. And that was, that this couple, I honestly think I think they could have made it. I don't think that Ken was really all about having a girlfriend. I just don't think that he was really all about having a girlfriend or a wife for that matter. I think he is married. I think he's married to his work. And I think that's the problem.
I don't think that, I mean, I think he used it as an excuse because he was afraid. He had never gone out with a white woman before or anyone outside of his race. And he said that. And the cool thing about this was they didn't have the opportunity to see each other. So you literally were attracted to this person's character, her heart or his heart. You were supposed to be getting to know that person. So when he saw her, he was then still shocked. Like, if you remember, he was like, oh, this is me? Whoa. He knew it. But then as time went on, he was pulling away and he was acting really strange. And I was like, oh, he's afraid. He's afraid of what his friends would say, because he was always talking about his friends and work and how close he was to all these people. But that's what I got. I was like, oh, he's afraid to just allow himself to be in this relationship and try it.
Laura, question, Laura, long-time listener, first-time caller. I wanted to know does it appear to you that this man had a lot of girlfriends? Does it appear to you that he had a lot of girlfriends? So with all being said, I will concur. You have some valid points. You do have some valid points. But at this age, at the age of that man in this program, we should be
26.
Beyond. He's still young.
He's young.
He's still young. I get it.
Where was he from?
Well, I don't know where he's from exactly, but this was all the cast currently lived at the time of filming in Charlotte, North Carolina.
He's young and he just doesn't have any experience, and he hasn't allowed himself to have any experience. And I
also think Brittany looks like Brittany. That could be intimidating too, where he doesn't
was very confident in who she was. She knew what she wanted.
She was but she was into him. She was into him. I think like he couldn't have, he better be doing a whole bunch of praying, going to church 2 or 3 times a week to find a woman that attractive and that into him at the same time. I'm not saying it can't happen, but what I'm just saying is like, look, dude, you're doing well. And she was intelligent, handled herself. If you're dating outside of your race, you want someone that can handle themselves in certain situations. Mm-hmm. At no point did I feel like Brittany couldn't handle herself in certain situations. In fact, if you could look at her social circle, you would see some color in it. I felt that I think she was good. He messed up. He wasn't into it. Let's go to the next couple. I mean, it's just, disappointing.
One thing I will say about Brittany, though, she does come across as somebody who has dated a black man before. Like, I feel like she's.
I think she said that.
Yeah. She definitely came across that way. Yeah. I think he was just intimidated by the whole thing, and he's also young. Like, I feel like he dropped the ball there, but they're still like super close friends. So that's also problematic because honestly, who's like anybody he dates is gonna be like, Brittany's still here. Like, you
won't have to worry. You're never gonna have to worry about that. You're not gonna have to worry about that. That dude is not going to. He's not. She'll have to worry about it sooner than he will. Okay. She will have to worry about it sooner than he will. He won't have to worry about that. And that's my take. That's my take.
You're like, yikes.
Yeah, no, it's a yikes.
You're like,
like,
yikes.
Kenneth,
And I liked him
doing?
too. I liked him. I liked him a lot. Like I said, I wanted that to be my favorite couple, but
I know I had high hopes.
Screaming. I was in my house screaming, we always rooting for you, Kenneth.
Yeah. And then I was like, why is you on your phone? There's nothing better looking on your phone than the woman that is in.
Wow. Wow.
That's just my opinion. What are we going to? Who are we talking about next, Laura?
But what we didn't do as we were, as we're doing this, we didn't toast before we even got started.
Oh my God.
I got the toast for you. I got the toast for you.
Like all right, let's get it started.
Raise your glasses. Listen.
I'm drinking water.
It's fine. It's fine. Raise it up. Raise it up. All right. Not above you.
Okay. Really?
Not below you. But I'm right here with you. Okay.
Wow.
That's the toast. That's the toast.
My cup down. Did you just quote? No one in their right mind should ever quote Clay. Let's just say that now. Nothing.
If you listen, we quote Clay all the time because Clay is the human embodiment of ChatGPT. Wow. In my opinion, he's the human embodiment of that. You want a programmed, or what we call in the business, a canned answer. You ask Clay. Clay will tell you. If Clay is on, Clay will tell you the canned answer, the right answer to say. I'm working on myself. I got things. I'm getting therapy. I'm trying to be a better man. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to raise my game. I'm trying to be the man for you. I've had some problems in my life, this, that, and the third. If in the
I might cheat on you.
Listen,
you're right. I think of Clay. I describe him the same way. He's just basically like full of like Instagram quotes. You know how like the ladies like to post like, I'm healing, I'm on a journey.
Right.
I'm like, oh yeah, Clay is Instagram quotes. You're absolutely right. ChatGPT, yep, all day.
Yeah,
all day.
And AD, in my opinion, is like one of those. Her the way her mind works, at least in my opinion, and I don't know the woman, so this is all just my opinion. But I would say that she looked at the words he was saying like people look at the difference between Hallmark cards and cards that are blank and that don't have any words written on them. Right? He basically was programmed to say all these things. He programmed society basically. You say these things, you're good. You say these things, you're good. When you get asked this question, you say these things, you're good. He got in trouble. He would get in trouble on a blank page of something. Just write. Tell me how you feel. That's where he would get in trouble. And you saw it live because when he talked for an extended period of time, he told on himself. Not once, not twice, all the time. Brother couldn't help. He told her so many times, I don't think I'm ready to marry you. I don't think I'm ready. She really did. An AD is short for audacity, right? I know I spelled it wrong. Audacity to be shocked and amazed when this dude couldn't go through it. He literally told you, why do we have to put a date on it? Run, girl.
That was well, there was many times I wanted her to run. I realized when I was rewatching it for the podcast that at some point in the pod, when they were in the pod, he said, when she was asking like, what's your favorite pet? And he said, oh, a cat, because they don't need attention or love. And I was like,
red flag.
Life is gonna need a little bit more than a cat. So I'm going to say, if you can't give it to a pet, you don't need a human in your life. But I feel like
real quick, just in case you all do not know who AD and Clay are.
Oh yeah, show them.
Here they are. This is AD and this is Clay. This is the couple that everybody was like, what in the world? Clay.
I mean, there was a lot of couples that made me feel like, what in the world? But yes. But I think AD, she said it in the beginning that, she's trying to stay away from men that give her red flags. And she fell for this one, and I was just like, "Girl, this was like a flashing red light." But
she's colorblind, Nat.
She is colorblind.
She colorblind. She can't
But
see
I
red
feel
flags.
like she does what a lot of us do is we see a project and we're like, oh, I know I can make this better. I can help this. I can fix this. I know I can. I can fix it. And I think that's what that was, because he kept saying, I'm gonna go to therapy. And I kept thinking, well, girl, wait till he come out of therapy. Give him a year in therapy. But I think she fell in love with like what she thought could be the man, not who he was currently. Hopes and dreams.
Yeah. And he was very much similar to who she has dated before. And that's kind of what she had said. And I can't remember the other man's name who was special, who left the show to chase after some other woman. Matt. It was Matt. But the thing was, she knew, I feel she knew up front, and so did Clay. So she knew that even talking to Matt, he was different, and she was attracted to that. She was interested in him until he just made a fool out of himself because he's lying.
But however, problem.
What'd you say?
I said he was another problem. So
yes.
So she like, out of all the men there, I'm sure there was somebody else there that was not a problem, but she didn't gravitate towards those guys. She gravitated to the men who were obviously problematic. Like it wasn't hidden. They were like, like Jeremy was hidden. Like you didn't know what's wrong with him. You felt like something was wrong. The guy who can't spell his mama can't spell his name. But Clay and Matt were obvious issues, and she just like.
So what does that say? What does that say?
She's a bad picker. She's a bad picker.
She's a bad picker, but of all the people, I will say this. That dude in the last year, if you look at the reunion show, that dude, Clay, said, hey, I went and got therapy. I'm still in therapy. I'm working on myself. Did AD get therapy? Because here's my thing. Typically, not all the time, but typically, who you have a relationship with is a reflection of you. That's a reflection of you. So my question is, all these other people out here getting look, I got you. Do you got you? Do you got you? Because that's my question. Because I notice also with some relationships, friends, I know a lot of people that are givers, right? They give and they give and they give, and their cup is empty. When it comes time for them to do something that they really need to do, they don't really have the energy because they've poured their energy out into everyone else. Indeed. And she seems like that kind of person to me. Not a bad person, just a person that needs to figure out what she needs to do first, be whole and complete. She's so tired of this. She's so tired of that. She's so tired. Well, look, you were on a show where looks didn't matter. Looks did not matter at all. And you met the two. The one was a psycho. Matt was a psycho to me. I don't care what anybody say. He gave me serial killer.
And then she went out with him again after the show.
That's what I'm talking about, Laura.
Then she was like, well, I went out with Matt. And she was like,
I was like, you know what? This psycho killer's kind of like, you're crazy. You're crazy. See, and it's that kind of stuff. Like, what are we talking about?
Okay. But wait, Toby, I have a shocker for you. I don't know if you caught this. Before the show, AD said she had been to therapy and she's still in therapy. She was, before the pods, she had already been in therapy for a period of time. Mm-hmm. That's what she said. I'm just saying, shocker. No, she actually, like the way she said certain things, she did give you therapy speak. So she actually might be in therapy. I'm just saying, like, sometimes you may need a little bit more time. Or maybe you need a therapist. I don't know. But I feel like, I'm hoping she kind of like picks this up about herself, that the two men she liked were very problematic.
Well, with therapy, I'll say this: like I'm not a therapist, right? Not a therapist. I can't diagnose the issues that some of these people have because they weren't the only people on the show who had issues. We could listen. They can keep a lot of therapists busy and paid with all the issues that were on the show. But I will say this: is that therapists are kind of like physical trainers. Look, they're going to show you what to do, what exercise to work on. You have to be responsible in doing those things outside of the therapy session. Yeah. Otherwise, what good is it? This is not a vacation, people. It's work. It's work. It's you know what I'm saying? And I feel like that almost is more problematic, Nat, like to find somebody that's also in therapy at the same time. I'm not saying that it can't work, but now we know and we're trained to say the right things, and we're like, and again, it's like a chat GBT. Look, this dude, to me, if you ever watched the movie Her, if you ever watched that movie Her with Scarlett Johansson, who is the voice, like it's like that's how I felt like his speak was. And now that I found it, now that you're saying that she was in therapy too, I'm like, they were just two machines programmed talking to each other, saying what they think the other side needed to hear. And that's where things got to where it was. And that's the whole problem.
You know what's so funny? I think about it as you like when you're talking about that, as far as like she had been to therapy and they're like programmed. Clay is it makes me feel like Clay is the kind of guy that he goes with what you say, you know. I think AD was like, oh yeah, I've been to therapy, I'm working on myself. Oh yeah, I need to go to therapy. I'm gonna do this, whatever. I feel like if AD was like, I'm a church girl, I'm a preacher's kid, he would be like, you know what I need to do? Pick up the Bible and start reading and going to Sunday school. I'd love to do that with you. Sure. Like I feel like he's that dude that he'll morph into whatever you need him to be, you know? So I feel like her saying she had been to therapy is what made him keep talking about like, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that with you so I can be a better person for you. You think that's important? I think that's important. We're going to be amazing. Look at us all healed. Like,
look at us all healed. Let me recite Proverbs real quick. Exactly. Like he did.
Said, you know, like, come on.
Yeah. But I think a lot of people that, most of these people that came on the show, I don't just after watching everything and the reunion, I'm not going to say no one, but very few people came ready or even willing to be vulnerable and just show up as themselves. And Clay and AD are two of those top folks, especially Clay. Yeah. It just wasn't happening. Every other minute, he was just like, I don't know if I really want to do that.
But you know, at least he was honest enough.
He was honest.
That's true.
Honest. I mean, like, I don't think, you know, as I look back, I look at it, and I know that you guys watched it at different times. You watched it when it was originally on and showing. I mean, I kind of did a cram course through it, so I'm watching like back to back episodes. I'm like, this brother laid it out. I mean, he. Look, he told you, he literally told you, not once, not twice. And I feel like if you had given him a little bit of grace, I feel like this couple could have made it. Okay, I say that with an asterisk. Hush. They could have made it. Let me say this, Nat. They could have made it longer. Okay, they could have made it longer. I'll say that.
I feel like the relationship should have been a lot shorter. Because anytime a man starts telling me like, oh, I hope you wish I don't cheat on you, I'm just afraid that's gonna happen. I'm like, whoa. I need to pack my bags. I just kind of feel like
but I feel that the way that the show is put together, all of that it's condensed. It's very, I mean, it's not organic in a way. It is just shortened and it is abbreviated. And I think that he might not have been pressured to even say that had we had more time. And I think no one can tell me that this dude didn't actually have real feelings for her. I truly feel like this dude was hurt when he saw what he made the right decision saying no at the altar. He shouldn't have done it at that time. He should have cut it off before.
Earlier. Yeah.
We all agree with that. Yeah. But and I think his father should have seen that. I think his mom should have seen that, and they should have said something to it. But regardless, it is what it is. Had she been okay with not setting a date, not setting a specific date, because that was weirding him out. That had him shook. Like, look,
it was too much pressure.
Too much. It's too much.
But isn't that what he signed up for? Like, he literally went on a show knowing the wedding date was coming and there was a timeline. I agree.
Of course.
I agree they shouldn't be married. I'm only upset that AD wasn't the one that said no at the altar, because I think she should have been like, you know what?
Okay, so can we talk about that?
And I'm going to say no. What?
When we talk about that, why did they play her and ask her first? Typically, it is the dude that gets asked to say I do first. And we would have said, I think, well look.
That was a setup. They knew already.
Well, they always go with the person that they feel like is more sure, just so because it's a big wow moment when the other person is like, no. But I feel like even if she went first, she should have been like, listen, I've thought about it. I really, I wanted everybody to see my pretty dress. It's going to be a no for me. Like, I feel like she could have still said no, even if she went first. I don't really care. One thing I will say before I forget though.
I don't really care.
But one thing I will say, Clay is, like he reaffirms my reason of why I don't date West Indian men. Okay. I just want to, I can say that I am Haitian.
Lord,
that is a rule of mine and I don't
We about to get canceled.
Okay. Right. Come for me. I don't care. I say no to all West Indian men. And I used to say it no to West Indian men who just got off the island. And again, I am Haitian. I can say it.
Lord. Okay? I don't know.
Now I might be moving into second generation because his dad was Guyanese. Okay. Clearly.
Okay. Laura, we're going to have to go to the next couple.
I was like, oh, my Lord.
We have to go to the next couple.
So 80 and Clay
zero remorse.
He left her at the altar. He was, even in the reunion show, even
not just left her at the altar, broke up with her at the altar and then followed her back and was shocked that she was upset.
Yeah. He's just not with it.
Like, what's going on? He was like, oh no. I was like, what?
Like, she wants to talk to you right now. Why don't you want to talk? Like, but it's me.
What's going on? We'll be all right. We will not be okay.
We will not be all right. But Johnny and Amy, we talked about Johnny and Amy, how they are okay and they're still married.
Yeah.
And he figured out how vasectomies work. And
he figured it out. He did.
And
but who didn't figure it out?
Lord,
Chelsea and Jimmy.
Lord, can we talk about it?
Can we talk about
it? Miss Megan Fox.
Listen, why we gotta listen, old crazy? Listen, I can't.
Chelsea and Jimmy did not figure it out.
Lord, thank God.
But Jimmy figured it out. But he kept trying and he kept going because he was like, well, maybe. But he knew the answer was no when the doors opened. And he saw, you're not Megan Fox.
Well, okay. I think at that moment he was just like, oh, womp, womp, womp. But I do feel like there were moments after that where he was trying and
he definitely tried. He absolutely.
But then I feel like he wasn't ready for Chelsea's crazy. Like, let's just be speaking of therapy. He wasn't ready for Chelsea's crazy.
Yeah, I don't think 80% of men are ready for Chelsea's crazy. I'm gonna say that.
There's a lot of Chelsea's
I'm
out
say
there.
that with confidence.
There are a lot of Chelsea's out
there. She was the most frustrating female participant on the show. Easily, like hands down, very manipulative. She's a pleasant-faced bully. I cannot stand her attitude. I'm speaking with what she did was basically.
Tell us how you really feel, Toby.
She's abusive. I don't care what anybody says. She's abusive.
You know what? You know what? Even on a serious note, I can get with that. She was
abusive. She is.
Yeah, emotionally abusive.
She lied.
It was this underlying type
terrible
thing.
Absolutely awful. Absolutely. This woman is a walking hazmat suit. She is completely toxic. Don't appreciate a hazmat suit. Yes, she is. I said it. Come for me. Listen, you got it.
I agree. I just didn't put it that. I was trying to be nice to her.
Listen, but, and there's two people on this show that I would be afraid that might stab me. Like there's two people. One was a dude that already walked away. That's Matt. We already talked about him. The dude that left the show early. He gave me serial killer vibes. Like
he wouldn't even talk to the other guys. So they were like, what's
he's just different. He's just different. Yeah. And then it's Chelsea.
Can I admit something that tells me I need to look deeper into myself? I might need therapy. For 5 minutes, I was like, oh, Matt is cute. I would totally
No,
get
in
killed.
the beginning,
I would totally be.
I told you, we talked, and I said
the serial killer's gonna get me because
I
I was
said
like,
Matt was cute, and Matt is
Mhm.
cute, but what his character is what really made him just ugly. And I'm like, what? Because I just thought he was just odd. I was like, oh, he's just,
I like odd. I
odd.
could be
Okay,
nerdy.
a little quirky. We get with quirky. And he
I'm like,
just
he's in
came
finance.
on out.
I don't mind. I think I think he is a good looking dude. I don't think looks aside. I mean, every weirdness aside. I mean, yeah, he's a decent looking dude. I mean, he worked out. He dressed decently well. I mean, he was fine.
There are some really good looking serial killers out there.
But he was, so quirkiness is what it is. But I think that his actions, like you said, it was just rude, uncalled for, and all on tape, and these women all live in the same house. I mean, like, how can you think that you could tell these two women the same exact thing and not get caught? Now, with all that being said, I want to get back to serious business. Back to Chelsea. So that I'm so sincere. Look, she's abusive, and Jimmy is immature. There are a lot of immature people on this program, but Jimmy's immature. Now, I was proud of Jimmy for standing up for himself. I was like, look, I was only out for an hour and a half. Don't see what the issue is. Like, literally, when she said, when he should have ran at the first time when she blew up at him about her saying that him saying that she was clingy, and she's like clingy. I was like, girl, my
favorite after that was when she said, we were just having sex earlier. He's like, I can deal with a little less of that. I'll tell you.
Tall tale sign.
The way I hollered at my TV, and I was like, "Oh, Jimmy's not afraid of his life." Like,
no. That's because, listen, you watch that movie Zootopia?
Yes.
All right, Jimmy's prey. No, the two types of animals they had: predator and prey. Jimmy's prey. Jimmy's like that little rabbit. Like, I could deal with actually a little bit less of that.
Like, you initiated, and I could deal with a little less of that too.
Jimmy was about to die. Jimmy has no idea how close he was to death. He has no idea. I would have refused to sit on a 2-person couch with that woman. They'd have to have at least a 3-person couch for me, and there better be a cop in between us, because not for her safety, but for mine.
Yeah. Why do you think he broke up with her in public?
Yeah. And I just thought that breakup was awful. I kind of did feel for her, because he knew what he was going to do when they went out on the date.
He just wanted to go to Carowinds. I don't understand the problem, Laura. He wanted to ride the roller coaster. That roller coaster is a long. So he was like, Carowinds, listen, after I ride the coaster, then we're going to break up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What he was trying to do is, honestly, I think it was strategic, Laura. I know you think it was rude, but he was trying to throw off her equilibrium so that he could run away and have her not.
She can't run.
She be running. When people are dizzy and they can't run, she be running to the side.
And she already does this little arm run thing she does.
Can we talk about the horrendous laugh and squeal that her and AD, I listen, I thought that they were honorary like AKAs, the way they were ski weaving. I did. Come for me. It's fine. I'm so serious. I'm so sincere. There were so many squeals going on every time. Look,
it was more grade school. I was like, we had a playground.
It was either AKAs or it sounded like a bad, cheap version of Jurassic Park, like the little Tyrannosaurus, the little. Yeah, it's just like, this is too much. I can't do it.
It's the running for me of her. Like, when somebody's coming, like, even when she met him, the way she like did that, and then even like when her friends were coming to the door and she did that little. I was like, girl, you can walk to the door like a lady. Like, There's a camera on you.
Lady.
There's a camera on you. Like,
Laura, I saw that. Laura, we all saw that. That's now immortalized. That little walk like a lady.
Walk like a lady. No, Chelsea.
She had two men. She had Jimmy, and then she also had who was special too. Trevor.
Trev
was just.
Woo! Why did he come on the program? My God!
But the minute Chelsea said, "I like a man with a mullet," I was like, "Oh, that's how I know you're crazy." Because what woman ever says that? Is there any woman who's ever like, you know what I want? Business in the front, party in the back. No woman. I've never heard a woman say that seriously. So
that is, yeah.
But I just thought that was crazy. That was like the big bombshell of him going on the show. Already had a girlfriend. Already in a relationship.
Yeah. And the girlfriend outed him, granted, which I appreciate her outing.
You appreciate it.
I appreciate it, but at the same time,
wait, Nathalie, tell us how the girlfriend outed him.
So she apparently, like, so when he came back from the show, he tried to like get back to, they never broke up, so he was back together with her, and eventually he started ghosting her, and that's when she got mad and started outing and putting all these text messages out about their relationship and what was going on. But can I just say,
did she put that on social media?
She did, but I don't trust her either. You literally said to your man, "Sure, go on this show, potentially date and get engaged to another woman, and spend if you got engaged, you had to spend time with her on this honeymoon type vacation and live with this woman." So I don't trust either one of them. I think she's probably a little less crazy than him because he's the one that went on the show.
Marginally.
She's horrible too.
If he even told her what the show was truly about.
She knew. She knew what the show. She knew.
We need to stop calling her his girlfriend. We really need to start calling her by her name. Let's be honest. Call her by her name. That's Jump Off Jenny. That is her name. We need to be honest. That is what this was. That's why she didn't have an issue with him going on the show, because she's a jump off.
Well, no, they were like together. Like he left his dog with her or something like that. Like they were a couple. Okay. Like he was like, "I love you" and all this stuff. Okay. Right. I still like, even if clearly he didn't take it as seriously as she did, but I still think they're both crazy. Like her releasing all of this. It doesn't make me look at her. I'm looking at her like she's crazy too.
She was.
You fine with your man going? The only reason you're telling us is because he didn't come running back into your arms. That's the only reason why you're telling us. But you were okay with your man going, dating, potentially sleeping with somebody else, getting engaged, walking another woman out to the altar, and you were going to be okay with all of this? Like, what was the game plan? Was he going to break it?
Yes. So let me say this. I think that one of the things in the reunion show that really kind of ticked me off to a certain extent was how the hosts act like, how dare you come on this show, on Love is Blind? How dare you mess with our social experiment when we know that it works? Of all of the 6 seasons and the 30 couples we've got, the 50 couples that we've put together, I tell you, we've got 11 that are working. We've got how dare you?
Don't make me
listen. How dare you cheapen this whole thing? How dare, you have to know, of course. And Nick got a lot of goddamn nerve when he and his ex-wife was on a reality TV show too.
Hello.
Dude, Nick, your songs you got a good voice. Your songs weren't kicking no more. And now you thought you kick it real live with a girl that's talking about chicken of the sea. And you got nerve.
I used to run okay.
You got nerve to come in here talking about this show and people wanting to do this maybe to boost their social career, their media presence. Come on now.
Listen, Toby, while you on your
audacity.
while you're on your soapbox, don't you disrespect Jessica Simpson. That woman makes some good shoes, okay? That woman makes some comfortable
She does make some good shoes.
And she makes really cute pillows, okay?
Yeah.
I don't know nothing about them shoes, okay?
Yeah,
they don't make them for me.
Talk about my Jessica Simpson, okay?
Listen, I ain't talking about Jessica. I'm talking about Nick. And I'm talking about Ms. Lachey.
I did love the little piece of theater we got on the reunion, though, of Nick and Jessica reading the text. I was like, oh, theater time.
Yes, that was a moment. So you think so, Trevor? Well,
you read the girl part. You read the girl part.
Yes, like what?
I love you, Pumpkin. Me too. I love, it's back and forth. It was ugly. I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. And I felt that Trevor did I think Trevor did the best thing possible. If he had to come, I'm assuming that he went to apologize, say his piece, and then leave.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm sure they had something to do with contracts.
Yeah.
But other than that,
sure, because he wouldn't have been there.
No, other than that, I would never have shown up.
No, he didn't know. He posted after that. He knew the text messages had just gone out. But he didn't know that everybody knew about them. So he said he figured like there was some rumors out there, but he wasn't expecting all of that. So he said he was caught off guard, and that's why he like froze, because he didn't know
he was humiliated. Yeah. He was for sure like, can I go home now?
Yeah, no, he froze. He did not. He wasn't prepared.
Yeah. But who was out here trying to humiliate people? Jeremy.
Can we look at that spelling? We
can. That's the first flag. Something's wrong.
Jeremy,
it kind of reminds me of girls whose name are Nathalie, but they spell the name with an H. You know that something's off. I'm just kidding.
It is French, Toby. It is French.
Kidding, girl.
Okay.
Kidding.
And that is Nathalie. Thank you.
Jeremy could not handle Laura, so he lost he just
Laura,
messed up.
Can I ask a question?
You know what? Put that picture back up. You spelled it wrong. You try to clean up that spelling. It is actually Jeramy. It is.
Oh, there's an E in there?
Yes, there's an E between the M and the Y. Jeremy.
Well, you didn't have to try to call me out on my spelling.
No. I just want to let people know when I said the man, his name is Michelle. It wasn't me. It's his mama.
So, if we can talk about this couple for a minute, let me say this. You mentioned that
was her Ashley Ann or whatever?
Laura, Jeremy couldn't handle Laura. I would say there's a lot of men that couldn't handle Laura. Laura was a lot.
I love me some Laura.
Laura is a lot. Laura looks like the perfect friend. She's the kind of female friend that you would love to have at work, but she's going to tell it like it is.
The other Laura, though, the other one.
The other Laura. Yeah, we need both Lauras. Both Lauras, right? Okay. So
I like Laura.
Not L Dub, not Laura Williams. L Dub is cool. She good people. This other Laura, this other one. That's what we talk about.
Laura's tough. I like her.
Like I said, she'd be fun to hang out with. But in a relationship setting, listen, you can't have both people who have sarcasm meters broken and stuck on high all the time. Their sarcasm level was ridiculous, and it's fun in the beginning. Sarcastic people, it's always good. They're like comedians, right? Oh, they're funny. But then a lot of times you dig deep and it's like, well, there's some self-doubt here. There's some depression here. There's some other stuff we need to.
Oh, there's some real honesty.
I'm just saying
what?
Real honesty.
It's true.
Sarcasm is hidden, like that truth is hidden in that sarcasm.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was the case with these two people. I felt like it was way too much sarcasm. They didn't know, they were not mature enough, at least especially Jeremy was not mature enough to know when to stop playing. Like when she says he was a child, yes, he was a child, but she picked a child. Girl, this ain't kickball. Look, if you don't like the teams, you don't have to play. Like, it's much better just to abort. She picked him.
But she wanted to be one of the couples. She was determined to be one of the women.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
And so she didn't care. I
think a lot of women go on the show with that though. Like I feel like when they go on the show, the goal is like, I'm gonna come out with a man, or I'm gonna come out with a potential wife, or whatever it is.
But it was a game.
You make it work. You try to make it work even when you know it's not working.
Yeah.
I do think like Laura in future, who she needs to be with in the future is a much stronger man. No, Jeremy is not that guy. I also don't trust a guy who doesn't know how GPS locators work on your phone.
Yeah, that whole thing was stupid. That whole thing was dumb. I
feel like he tried to play her like she was dumb, which would piss her off even more.
Yeah.
The only reason he turned on his location share was because he knew he wasn't going to be where he said he was going to be. And he was like, I share my location with you because he thought she was asleep. See, that's the thing. He thought she was asleep. He didn't realize she was going to be up watching that dot move across Charlotte and be like, you going to Uptown? Wait, who lives in Uptown?
Yeah. The whole thing was stupid. You know, the whole thing was dumb. I'm honestly, I'm glad they're not together because it wouldn't have worked. Now, here's the other thing I will say, and this is an important part because I think that she's going to have issues in a future relationship unless they work this part out. You have to have rules for conversations between in relationships. And one rule that I think is a fantastic rule is there's no cussing in relationship arguments or debates. No cussing. Because when you add that part in, it just takes it to another level. And I found that happened all the time with her. She was like, instead of saying like her words are so hurtful. I mean, just cut deep. I know you're hurt. I get it. He did wrong, but you're taking it to a level we don't need to take. You call him a clown, already bad. A fucking clown. Okay. Now whoa.
In her defense, at that point, she was done with the fucking clown. In her defense. Okay.
Sorry, Laura. Sorry, we on cuss.
Yeah, and in her defense, at that point, she was done with the effing clown. I'm just saying, like I feel like she didn't cuss at him until she was like, "Oh, we are done."
Yeah.
But I agree with you about the no cursing in relationship. Like, I feel like if it's somebody you're trying to be with and you're gonna work through, like, if this is not a fight that's gonna break you up, you still gotta be respectful in the argument and in the fight. You can't just
that's all I'm saying.
Run your mouth.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. I think it just gets a lot worse when you add that.
You can't focus and you say things that you don't mean or you shouldn't. You can't take it back.
Yeah.
No.
But I think at that moment she 100% checked out. I don't think she was trying to hear him at all. Sure. Because it wasn't just that he was out. It was also like he was out. Who she knew he was out with. You know, like you picked her, then it sounded like you're going back and forth. Like I feel like she was hurt, and also I think she was embarrassed. Like it's embarrassing, you know.
And then you bring this other woman around everybody else, and then that woman is like, "I'm here, and what y'all got to say?"
She also that chick has zero shame.
No,
agreed. But why? Why even go to that? Why did he even go to the cookout? Like, I don't understand why he was even there. If he wanted to see his boys, he could see them another time. He wasn't going to talk to any of the ladies anyway. So why even show up? He didn't have to be there. She should never have showed up. She should never have been there. Her relationships with all those ladies has been burned. Now, I mean, we can talk about like, man, she should never have DM'd him. Look. Look, we can go back on and on and on and on. He didn't have to respond.
He didn't have to respond.
He could, so she shot her shot. And if they're still together after a year, one could say that she shot the right shot.
They broke up already.
Okay. Well, like I was saying, she should never have done it in the first place because the result was going to be the same. So, whatever.
And I think it's like her DM him. I mean, that's just making her look bad. But he's the one in the relationship. So at the end of the day, I'm never gonna worry about what the next woman is messaging the man you're with. It's the man that you're with that got to respect the relationship. I'm not like, you don't need to be worried about other outside influences. It's that person that has to respect you. So like it made her look dumb, but it wouldn't have made, to me, if I was Laura, it wouldn't have made a difference to me what message she sent. It's like, well, Jeremy is the one I'm with. He's the one that got to respect that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's more like, well, what did you say to her? You know, that kind of response, not what she said to him. But he's a clown. Or he's an effing
He is
clown.
a clown. He is, if anybody's a clown,
Oh my God.
you got to say he's a clown.
Look, we just had this horrible experience at a cookout, and all my people that we hung out in this cube are together. We're on live TV. So my ex-girlfriend's here, and the new girlfriend is here. You know what?
Well, at the time, they weren't
Let's
even
just
like,
go. Let's just go jet skiing. That's gonna make everything better.
well, they went jet skiing when, like, well, in the clip, like 10 minutes before, he was still trying to get Laura back. He was like, because he was like, I sent you flowers. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm trying to work. And, you know, and then she had to tell him off again. And then he went to sit down, and Sarah Ann was like, I didn't do anything wrong. Well, you know, you didn't. You want to get in the water? Let's get in the water. Like, I'm like, I hope you two drown. I'm sorry.
Hope that water's cold.
That was my thought. I was like, I hope they flip over on that jet ski.
That
like,
was wonderful. I love
Craziness.
I hope they run out of gas way out there and everybody just pretend they don't see them. Like, okay, well, let's pack up and go home.
Yeah, for sure.
So
what?
Of her. Oh.
So after we've watched all these episodes, we've seen the reunion. Toby, I'll start with you. What are at least one or two lessons you learned from season 6?
I think communication is key.
Yeah.
I think communication is key. I mean, it's and there's so many different ways to communicate with your nonverbals, with your verbals. You know, it's everything. Consistency is also really, really key. I think one of the things I was talking to you, Laura, before we started recording, and I know that it's reality TV. And trust me, there's so many jokes and this, that, and the third, but people's feelings were really, really hurt. I mean, I don't think there were some real tears on this program. Just watching the reunion. I mean, the AD and Clay situation, man, that actually was painful to watch. That was a very painful thing to watch. And I would say, if you're going to do, for anyone that's looking to do this type of thing, I would say get into it for the right reasons. Honestly, I think it's such a cliche thing to say, but there's so many other ways for you to make it. I think that a program like this is where people are trying to get married. This and like Married at First Sight. Like, look, when there's that much on the table, it's not like it's Love Island or one of these other programs. You can get on something like that, then go do that. But for these programs, we're talking about marriage. We're talking about something that people are taking obviously pretty serious.
They're seriously getting married.
Yeah,
they are.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's it from me.
Yep. Natalie,
one
lesson
thing
you learned.
I will say, I'm going to give you my lesson in 1 second. One thing, when Toby said that there was some really hurt feelings, especially like watching the reunion, I forgot. Did we completely forget that Toby was hitting AD with the baby please out of Dwayne Wayne from Different World? Because that's the feeling I was getting. I was like, he was like, I just love her. She's the woman for me, and she's everything. Please, I just want to work this out. And I'm like, Clay, you're full of shit. Like, okay, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
At the time, I was like, oh my God, I really think AD might give this poor, sad-looking man a chance, because he looked like he was on the verge of tears.
Oh, he was tearing up. He was ready to cry.
Yeah.
He was tearing up. He was ready.
Yeah, I'm glad she did.
You're a mess.
Glad she did.
No.
What have I learned though? I learned I would never do this to myself. That's what I learned. Every time I watch these shows, I love watching them. I do. I love the crazy people that go on there for whatever their reason is. I would like for them to go on there for the right reason. But I mean, let's be honest. The show would be boring if we just had a bunch of Johnny and Amy just falling in love. We need the Jessicas who 0 point know how she was going to do this with her daughter. We need the Clays to be a mess. We need, serial killer Matt. By the way, did I also mention I thought Jeremy was a serial killer too?
No.
The man said he had 2 vacuum robots. What the hell are you cleaning up? 2 robots.
Might be on different
vacuuming
levels.
at all times.
Might have
what
2
DNA
floors.
are you cleaning up? Like,
oh, come on. Oh my God. Somebody's been watching Dexter. Go ahead.
Yeah.
It was giving me, I was like, okay. Well, anyway, but I will say, like, I feel like I appreciate them for going on the show and putting their business out there, because I live for the nonsense. I am here for the entertainment. I wish there were more like Johnny's and Amy's, so that we can see those kind of people kind of make it work, but it wouldn't be the same without the train wrecks too. So I learned this would never be me. I couldn't do this. I got too many skeletons in my closet too to be going on TV.
Okay. Laura, what did you learn?
There's so much. No, I really would think I would go really agree with you about communication, and just to show up as you. Just to really be yourself. And maybe he is not in this batch, and that is okay. And to be okay with who you are. He's not in this batch.
Oh, girl, I know for sure your man is not on Love Is Blind. I know that for sure.
Listen.
But I'm just saying, like, if you're on here, like, or do anything, like, really be comfortable with who you are. I think Chelsea, for sure, that's just one thing. It was like, oh, she's so uncomfortable, and AD was so uncomfortable. And
I think, well, the thing with Chelsea also, I don't think she even knows who she is yet. So you can't ask her to show up as someone she hasn't met yet. Like, she doesn't know who she is. That's a lot of crazy in one person. She doesn't know who she is.
She needed some help. But really just be okay with who you are.
Yeah.
Really start there.
Yeah.
I think authentic. And I think just in learning in my own life, it goes a long way. You'd be surprised. You really would be surprised. So
I think so.
All these people. So I was going to tonight, because we are kind of running a little behind.
A little bit.
But, I would just wanted, and this is going to be hard, get into this next segment. Everybody, that was Love Is Blind. Let's stop there. That was Love Is Blind. Is it blind? It might be for some people.
Not if you don't show up looking like Megan Fox like you promised.
You don't show up looking like Megan Fox. Let me tell you, all bets
you
are
make promises in the pod. You got to deliver.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But getting into in between the bites, I kind of wanted to touch, like, so much has happened since, in the last few weeks. I haven't been on in some weeks now, but so many things have happened. Like, we have we had the Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef. Can't really get into it, but it's over now.
Is it a beef or a beat down? But go ahead.
Yes. Beat down beef.
Seriously. Yeah,
it was going, but then
there's nothing more to say about that. I mean,
there's nothing more to say, because he
clear
said,
winner.
Yes, and Drake had to have a seat.
Bow down.
Have anyone done a wellness check on him? I haven't heard anybody seen him. I'm just saying.
Look, he's fine.
He's totally
okay? Fine. Some are counting his money. He's fine.
Okay. He's mad. Like, I imagine schoolgirl
around somewhere.
He's Chelsea mad. You're right.
Yeah, he is Chelsea mad. He is Chelsea mad.
He's Chelsea mad right now.
Yes.
Why I oughta.
Every time he hears any of those beats, he's like, I can't believe this happened.
Yes.
And he's looking at his boys like, y'all didn't think that was better, right? The whole world's wrong, right? Y'all didn't really think that was better than mine, right?
No.
Yeah.
So then we had Jasmine Crockett's viral bleach blonde, bad built, botched body comment to Marjorie Taylor Greene's insult. And that has just spiraled into they making t-shirts.
They should.
She copyrighted. It's trademark.
Yeah,
Go ahead, girl.
She was like, "That's it. Let me go ahead and get my cash now."
Now, can I just tell you 1 second though, for real? To put all those B words together and not say the one B word she was really thinking, I feel like because I would
She
have
was really calling her the B word.
Yeah, but I would have cussed.
Without
I just
saying
want
the
y'all to
B
know
word.
this is why I'm not in office.
She was like, "Let me, if she could clap, let me tell you, bleep." She didn't.
And she did it in a form of a question. Like
Yes.
that was the smart thing. She was like, "I'm just checking in. If someone did say this, not I, just asking for the room, asking for a friend."
I loved it so much. I can't tell you how many times I rewatched that. I watched it over and over. There's not a day that goes by that I don't think about her, that I just don't hear that in my mind. There's not one day that goes by. I absolutely love it.
And it's the people around her cracking up too.
Yes,
like,
it's the people cracking up for me. It's the people
Yes.
cracking up for me. So,
and people can't talk about us because she's quick. I'm not that quick.
I would have
She
needed
was
minutes,
quick
like,
with it. She was like, "You got the not even the wrong one. You got the right one today. Let me help you real quick."
she helped her. She was definitely, she got served. She got served like Giuliani at a birthday party. She got served. She sure
and
did.
she's like, "You're out of order."
Not the man's birthday party.
No, somebody get her out of here. Just and they're like,
oh,
I didn't say it to you. I didn't call you that. I just said, is this what you're talking
hypothetically?
Yeah, hypothetically.
Hilarious.
Would this qualify? No.
I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
Right.
I want to be her when I grow up. I want to like be that quick with it.
I wish I was
quick. I am a snail compared to that woman. Like that woman was good.
She was quick. I was like, "Oh, that was good." I was like, "Wait, what?"
And all the beast. I was like, Did you see the Sesame Street meme when they were like, the word of the day is B?
That's terrible.
That's not funny.
That's terrible. That's awful.
That's not funny.
That's awful.
And then the saddest of them all that's still unraveling and still more layers, and I'm sure more drama and more, I don't know, just more people are going to come out of the woodworks is, this Diddy situation, the video that came out this weekend, and just how sad it is that, you have this person who so many people looked up to. And of course, we heard the rumors. We've heard them. And you want to, hope that, like, you don't want to believe they're not, that, that these rumors are true. And this young woman who said, this is what happened to me. And so many people did not believe her because of the timing of her, statement. And then to see it just is a whole different, it's just a whole different meaning. It's just something else. And, I would love for people to, and I think people are catching on right now because I've just kind of been following it in the news that yes, it's horrible. And again, people, yes, he needs help. But it has brought light to domestic violence on a different level. And people are starting to talk about it like, yes, it is also like this has happened to someone who, was in this situation with rich people, with people with money. But this is also happening to now to someone in a trailer park somewhere. Domestic violence is domestic violence. And what are we doing about it? It was just I think, don't quote me, but I'm almost positive it was 1920 that when it was legal for men to beat their wives. Mm-hmm. Like it was legal to do it. And it didn't start changing and shifting until like the 60s or 70s, I think.
Well, I'm not sure of the dates, but I know that I think that's where the whole term rule of thumb came from, I believe, where you couldn't hit someone with something that was bigger than the size of your thumb. Something to that effect. Yeah, I mean the whole situation is awful, but it just highlights, like you said, the issue, domestic violence here in this country and other countries abroad. And a bigger issue to me is that we say we care about women, but we don't care about them enough, and we need that's got to change.
Yeah,
it definitely has to change. We need to love our women, and we have to stop the cycle, because it is a vicious cycle, and we need to do whatever we can to stop it. So agreed.
Yeah.
I think one of the saddest thing about it is when I do catch like people talking about it on social media, is I hear, like, even see comments from women saying, well, why did she stay? Why didn't she leave? And the craziest thing about it is, in the video, she was actively trying to leave. She was trying to leave, and the man chased her down in a towel. He wanted to catch her so bad. He didn't even let me put some pants on. One hand on the towel, and he still chased her down.
Yeah.
She was actively trying to leave. And I do think that we victim blame a lot. Mm-hmm. My first rule is I always believe the victim. Prove me wrong. I'm going to believe you, because I like to think majority of people don't come out and make those kind of statements, and they're lying about it.
Yeah.
And the other thing I hated about the whole, when her suit came out, was people kept saying, well, she was only after money. And as soon as he gave her money, it went away. The stat, she had an NDA. She couldn't do anything. She couldn't call the cops. The man has threatened her life multiple times. As far as she knew, there were people whose other lives were threatened and who didn't survive. So she's watching how this man can move. And then when her suit came out, she did it at the time where it was like, her MDA is gone. Last ditch effort where she could actually put this out there, because they had that statute of limitation in New York on you could actually file a civil suit. So it was always going to be monetary, her suit. She dropped it because he was like, oh yeah, he paid her. He didn't pay her off to go away. She was very strategic. It was 32 pages. I didn't read the whole thing because I'm really not into that's too dark for me. But there's a reason why her whole court report was 30 something pages.
Yeah.
She wanted her story to come out any way possible. And she shouldn't have to sit in court and recite it for everybody to believe her. She went through enough, and she's also trying to move on to her life. But I feel like it wasn't about the money for her. It was about getting that story out there. And as sad as that video is, I'm happy it came out, because I think people needed to visually.
Oh, for sure. They need to see who he is.
Yeah. And tying it back to the show, by the way, I forgot that Clay has said Diddy was one of his heroes, which was might have been the sixth red flag for me for Clay, but go ahead.
But on the serious note, Diddy is a hero to a lot of people and a lot of men. You'd be surprised at men that I've heard say, I look up to him because of what he's done business-wise. These are people who aren't in New York,
right?
Who aren't in the industry, who have heard things or seen things.
I'm business-wise, every day. Pay his artists.
Pardon?
Business-wise, he doesn't pay his artists.
Yeah, but
Stein went to prison.
But all of that, but a lot of that is not known to everybody, and they don't see it. They don't see it the same way, and they haven't seen it the same way. But a lot of people, I think you'd be surprised, that really have looked up to him for whatever reasons, which is but now.
Yeah, I think we need to be. I think the Black community, we are oftentimes. We want to have these heroes that we can praise and say, man, look, this person did it. This Black man, he did it. He's doing this. And just because this guy's got paid and he's given out 100 turkeys on Thanksgiving or helped certain
Yeah,
families and this day.
incredible.
We want to say, man, that makes him a good person. What I like to say, like to my son, is that there are, there in this world, especially with the media being what it is, and we finding out all of these things, just like with the show, we find out all about these texts with Trevor and this, that, and the third. Nothing is black and white anymore. Everything is complex. And a lot of times, two things can be true. Has he done things to help the community? Yeah, probably. That's okay. We'll take that. But has he done evil things as well? Absolutely. Absolutely. And maybe that was some of the reason why he did do some of the things for the community, to hide the fact, or so people would say, well, he's done some good stuff too, he's not totally evil. Not like that even matters at this point. So I think it's people are complex. This isn't complex. This isn't complex. I want people to understand me. This isn't complex at all. He needs to pay for what he's done. Anyone that does this needs to pay for what they've done, period. With that being said, people are complex. Right. And I think that this is just another one of those lessons, in that, there's a lot of different layers to people.
They're not all good, and most people are not. They're not all that either. But doesn't erase.
What you did.
Yeah,
you did what you did.
Because that was, and that is that's only what we saw.
Well, for sure.
Yeah. And she got with him when she was a girl. To me, she's 19 years old. So depending on where she came from, she was very influential. At 19, you're influential. You are influential.
Easily influenced, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And who he was already at that moment.
That's right.
She was young.
Yeah.
And I forgot, she was dating another singer that was up and coming at that moment. Like his relationship, his career didn't break out like he planned. I forgot his name, but he was dating that person. And I remember years ago, he had an interview and he talked about he was dating Cassie. And then all of a sudden one day, like somebody told him, or Diddy told him, like, oh, well, she's not with you anymore. She's with me now. And that was it. Like he was
Ryan Leslie.
Thank you. They never about that. He said they never had a conversation about it. He never got to speak to her, and he was told they were done. So it kind of like, and she was young, and he just, he felt like, well, it's Diddy. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, he was young, she was young, but that also what worries me. Like, I don't have a problem with people dating like when there's like a age range gap. But it also worries me when it is like somebody so young, like 20 years difference. If you're like 40 and you're dating a 6-year-old man, like go for it.
Different. Yeah.
But when you're 20 or 19 and you're dating a 40-year-old, I'm looking at that man sideways. Like, I'm like, so which, like, like even if you looked at her Instagram, at that point, you're hitting high school at some point. Like, you're just 6 pictures down from like,
6 pictures down
from prom pics at 17. Like you like, it just kind of baffles me. Like
you said he's one corsage away from being creepy.
I mean, just one big scroll till you're like, oh, middle school pics.
You know what though? I will say this. Where are the parents? And I hate to put it all on the parents. I mean, granted, this person's 19, they're 20, they're grown, but I feel like it is so in so many other things, and as it is in so many other ways. It starts with how they're raised and things like that. To get the attentions of a man that much older. Hey, no one can do anything. You cute. You're going to attract a whole bunch of other people for sure. But staying within a certain age range, where's mama? Where's daddy at? And look, and I don't know. I'm not talking necessarily about the Cassie situation. I mean, that is what it is. But I'm just, these are questions, especially in entertainment. This with Aaliyah. We see this now with Cassie. Both these women were abused, and they were young. And I just feel like it did not have to happen. They should have been protected. And we can throw in Rihanna's name in there. We can throw in so many other people's name in there, people that have also been abused by men who have power. And I'm just, where the, I guess it's like a plea to men, like, we need more big brothers and little brothers to step up when you see something like this happening, and to protect women that are in this situation. You can feel the ick factor, and when you see it, we need to protect these women. They don't have to be your girlfriend. They just have to be your sister. Treat them like they're your sister, and just protect them. And I think we need more of that. And parents need to raise their young men to be able to suss that out and protect. And women need to suss that out as well and protect when they can, or get other men to protect. I mean, it's a community thing.
It is.
It's a community thing. That's my point.
Yeah. And I think sometimes though, like people tend to like, it's not right, but they tend to ignore it based on who that older man is. They're like, oh, but he's a millionaire. Like, oh, look what he could do for her career. Or like, even like the parents who were okay with their young daughter hanging out with R. Kelly. Like, oh my God, he's going to help her musically. It's like, yeah, but I'm going with you. We're gonna go meet all. Let me go grab my purse. I'm coming too.
We're all going.
We're all going to this music lesson. We're all going to the studio. Like, you know, I feel like some people do kind of look over that because of the position that person is in, and they tend to be like, well, I don't want to ruffle their feathers because then they won't help my child get better, or they won't help my child get to where they want to be. And it's like, to me, it's like, I'm not willing to risk my child, you know, like just period, for the sake of her progressing in acting or music or whatever it is she's trying to do. I'm not risking my child's well-being at all.
Absolutely.
Because they do that. They're like, oh, they're going to help them. And they see them as like the savior person when really that person is evil. And you got to know who you're trusting to be around your children at all times. You have to know that.
Yeah. And I think that goes back to, I mean, well, with that is a yes, but also a lot of, you know, young artists, singers, rappers, they don't have anyone.
Yeah.
They're getting into these situations or want to be in the industry. This is their dream. They don't have anyone to advocate for them. So that's when it goes back to what you were saying earlier, Toby, that, you know, we need people, like, if when you're in this situation, you see wrong, like, yes, do something about it. Say something, be it you a female, male, say something, because everyone's turning their head to what's happening around them because either you don't want to be involved, and then here we are. And I get, yes, you're dealing with a powerful person. So either somebody has to do it. And so, yes, we need more of a community and to take care of each other better.
We need more whistleblowers. We just need more whistleblowers.
Yeah.
So, all right, we're going to move on. Do you like that, Frank? Okay, so
I believe that was a key of G.
Wait, was that an A minor?
Lighten this up a little bit. So we're going to get into some sensual food facts here this evening. And if you did not know, I didn't know this. Wait, do we have any comments out here? Oh, we got some comments. Hold on down here. Hold on. Rochelle, it's off topic. Hey, Laura, you're a friend from Ohio Middle School. Hey, Rochelle from middle school. Hey, girl.
Not in middle school reunion.
Yes, that's great. And let's see here. So Wanda says, Sean Combs, not calling him Diddy because that is another part of his manipulation with people. The name changing is a master manipulator. When women are abused. Wait, where am I?
When women are abused.
Wait, where is it? Wait, hold on. Okay, when women are abused, statistics show they will leave or attempt leaving 10 times before they ever leave. It's a mental and physical abuse. See something, say something.
I agree.
Indeed.
Yep. I think from what I heard, and I think I remember reading an article about years ago, Cassie's current husband was someone that helped her get away. Like, I think he was hired as like a personal trainer for her. And then he helped her get out of that situation when he realized what it was. So sometimes, and you know, what's so funny. I remember when they got together, and it was around the time where like Sean Combs made that speech and thanked her after they weren't together anymore.
Yeah.
And her husband was so upset, and he kept talking about leave, don't say her name about. And I was like, well, somebody's going to hard for their wife, and I didn't think too much of it, but now we know.
I remember that. So, all right, people. So, let's get into some sensual food facts. I need some music right there. Dun, 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 dun. That's not sexy enough. Okay, wait. I don't know. Okay, that's it. Okay, change. I'll figure it out. Okay, fine. So, sensual food fact for the night. It is tuna.
Wait, what?
Tuna. Did you know tuna? Tuna is considered a libido boosting food because it's a fatty fish that's high in omega-3 fatty acids. Omega-3s help the body produce hormones, including sex hormones, that can affect libido, a wonderful source of energy before engaging in sexual activity. One of the richest sources of vitamin B12, a micronutrient that is involved in several bodily functions. Vitamin B12 deficiency is one of the most frequent dietary deficient. Oh, I didn't know that. Deficient worldwide, causing fatigue. I'm trying to finish, Natalie. Causing fatigue and weakness that persists even after enough rest. That is food worth forking.
I was like, well, clearly Laura didn't read this before. She's just as shocked as the rest of us. Oh.
I was like, oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
It is literally your quote. It is literally your research.
I know. I was like, oh, wait.
Wow,
there's more. Check this out.
I love it. I
missed that one. I was like, oh, wait. Okay. You are a mess. What's going on out here?
We a mess.
I know, Wanda. Yes. Wow. Who knew about tuna?
Clearly, they don't mean tuna fish, which
no,
was
tuna fish.
No, girl, you can't eat tuna fish and then thinking brush your teeth first, right?
Well,
I've got to find my church fan.
Oh, London, I forgot my fan.
I think I left mine in New York.
Once said I had tuna and everything bagel for you. A tuna and everything bagel is a delicious girl. Figure that.
Wanda got plans tonight.
Wanda has plans tonight. All right, ladies and
don't
gentlemen.
Say it, Toby. Don't say it.
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm saying
what you're thinking.
I'm out.
Thinking.
What you gonna say?
Nothing.
I know exactly what he was thinking. Wait, let me know if I'm right. Cameron. I'm gonna get some cheeks later.
Oh, well, now you have to tell everybody what you're talking about.
Does she have to?
Because Cameron, everybody go watch CNN because Cameron, I just can't, and we're not because
was I right?
Talking about Cameron all night.
No, actually, that's not what I was thinking, but that is actually pretty good.
That's your mind. That's your mind, Natalie.
Oh, he's just as bad as me. I
Filthy.
really don't.
Filthy.
We're completely.
No, I just think Toby's lying. He's leaving me out here by myself.
Yeah.
Today.
Yep. So we're going to get into some smash or pass. What is on the menu tonight? Well, we're going to keep it short.
Can't wait.
And this one is really, hold on, this is really for you and Natalie. When I saw this, I was like, you'll get it. This is up
Bet you didn't know there were more ways to eat pumpkin than just pie. I got you with this pumpkin stir fry, and I'm pretty happy that I finally own a wok. This one's casted aluminum from Goodful. Nobody saw that, right? Get yourself a pumpkin, be careful with the peduncle, cut it, scoop out all the guts, save those for later, and then chop this up into bite-sized pieces. Now's the fun part. Get your wok, add in a little bit of oil with your pumpkin and some water. We're gonna cook this down until it softens up. I recommend only using half a pumpkin. I just wanted to cook the whole thing at once. There we go. See, practice makes perfect. Once that's nice and soft, add in your zucchini and some mushrooms. Top that with a little salt and bring it back to the heat until those are cooked through for a bit. Now we're adding on some pepper, coriander, coconut aminos. Feel free to use soy sauce or tamari. And I'm adding just a little honey for some sweetness. This cashew milk is just cashews blended with water. And add in some of your leafy greens. Bring this back to the heat, let all the flavors come together. And there you go, super easy. So enjoy your meal and happy spooky season. Oh yeah, and don't forget to follow.
So, are we smashing or passing? I would try it.
You're smashing, Toby?
Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
I'm still trying to figure out why the skin is on there. I got stuck on that. I was like, so we're not gonna take the skin off.
Oh boy. Yeah, all right, that's a good question. But look, it's spooky season. Take a chance. I'm kidding.
What's up, Jason? Jason said he'd try it.
What's up, Jay?
I'm side-eyeing Jason.
Wanda's passing.
Thank you, Wanda.
Wanda's passing. She says, I love this guy. Natalie just substituted with sweet potato.
Now that sounds delicious, sweet potato. I am going to
I don't mind pumpkin, so I try it. I totally try it. Mm-mm. All right. Well, I think we're in the middle. It's like half and half.
Moni in the middle. Mm-hmm. Well, I think you're right.
All right. Next up.
This is my favorite dish to bring to a barbecue. I start with 2 bags of Lay's barbecue flavor and sour cream and add barbecue sauce and French onion dip. Then I add 2 eggs to each bag. Once that's done, I grab my chicken drumsticks. Place drumsticks into each bag, fitting them in comfortably. Once I've got my drumsticks all fit in, I will smash up my chips and use the coating inside to coat my chicken. Once I got those all good and coated with my chips and mixture, I place them into a baking dish and I'll bake these at 400 degrees for 40 minutes. This is how they turned out. Grab yourself a delicious drumstick, take a bite and enjoy. These are so easy and so good. You gotta try it.
You know that chicken's not done, right?
I mean, if she doesn't go to the hospital, go ahead and put her in jail. That is just wrong.
I'm so disgusted. I'll
give her props for not
Thank you, Jason.
in the bag.
Thank you. Jason and I both want to fight. I'll listen. That's the most. That is heinous. That looks absolutely awful.
What's wrong?
It's terrible.
There is seasoning. There is a seasoning aisle. Why are we trying to season with chips? Is my question. Like, why is she trying so hard to fight seasoning? Just put the damn seasoning.
Yeah.
I literally gasped though when she ripped the bag of chicken and just took it out. I'm like, we're not gonna rinse that. There's a sink behind you, lady. Go ahead and
she didn't rinse that off. You didn't rinse the chicken. You gotta rinse just straight out the package. And who don't listen? I just get, and you're right. There's a whole seasoned aisle. There's a whole aisle for that. Whatever flavor you want to get, and you decided, you know what? And who discovered this? Who don't have a mixing bowl at home? Why are we doing this? I'm just so confused. I don't like it.
I'll just give her props for not cooking in the bag. But I feel like,
girl, listen, I bet she tried. I bet she tried.
She was like, is that my oven on fire?
Listen,
I know she probably did. Look at it. Like, I wonder.
Is this flammable?
Listen, if we call the local fire department, I bet we find out. I bet she tried.
For sure.
They were like, oh my gosh, she's cooking again.
For sure. For sure. All right, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to end this evening. I appreciate you being here. Toby, what's going on with you? How can people find you? What do you have going on?
Oh man, I tell you what, Riffs on Riffs is back with, what's up, Jay? Good to see you, man. Thanks for following. We're going to be Riffs on Riffs is back with a new season. This season we are looking at just hit songs, and we're just having fantastic conversations about hit songs. So I mean, you got to check it out. It's like going to a bar with some of your two favorite people and just listening, laughing, joking, and all of that. So Riffs on Riffs. And outside of that, man, I'm really trying to do a lot of motivational speaking, just pushing my book, The Empowerment Course, which can be found on Amazon, and trying to help empower people both near and far. So yeah, that's about it. That's what I'm
When's
doing.
your season come? When do you have a date yet?
For the season's already started, so we're already in season right now. So yeah,
you got to put that in the chat so we know. Like, tell us.
Yeah. We'll just listen. Go to riffsonriffs.com. riffsonriffs.com. RIFFS, riffsonriffs.com, and you'll be connected with it. Outside of that, honestly, if you can go to Spotify, you can go to iPhone, your podcast app, you can find us there. So we have a new episode coming out every 2 weeks. So it's my man Joe and I. Yeah.
That's exciting. You're back.
Yeah. Having fun with it. Nat, you will enjoy it. If you like my corny jokes, you will enjoy it.
I do love a good dad joke. So yes.
Awesome.
Yes. And clearly I got to check out the book.
Please. Empowerment Chords. Amazon.
Now, what's up with you? What's happening over there in the DIY world?
What am I doing? I have not done anything recently. I've been so busy with work, but I've been busy with work, and I've been busy mommying.
Love it.
I know this is, and also like I don't work in my garage when it's freezing, but it's hot now. And my child has kept me busy, but she just finished her last dance recital, so we are free to do other things. So I've just been mommying and working.
Love it.
But I'm going to get back on it.
Very good. All right. And if you are not following and have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Food Worth Forking on all platforms: IG, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter. Did I miss any? TikTok, I said that. Yes. At Food Worth Forking. Yes. So that's it for tonight. See you here next week. I'll leave you with this one. This is fun. This is Did You Know? Did you know?
Is it about tuna?
It's not about tuna.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
It's not about tuna.
We know now about tuna.
You do know now about tuna. You know about tuna now. And yeah, so follow Food Worth Forking, and until we eat again. Why are y'all? This is why I can't deal with y'all.
You are loved, Laura. You are loved. We love you so much. And we are so excited to hopefully do another review of the next season of Love Is Blind, which should be coming out here pretty soon. I want to say.
Really?
I think somebody said it was DC, I think.
Well, they're doing whatchamacallit here in Detroit. I want to say
what? No, Love and Blind Detroit. What?
Whoa.
Hey, I heard. What? I heard that was the case. So
what?
Season 7. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out when the next date to talk.
Do you know anybody who's on?
Oh, listen. Should I know that person? Exactly.
We'll be back.
Yep. Good.
No, we
will be back. I will see you next week.
Peace.
I'm going to leave you with this fun, leave it on a high note, a fun note. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Thank you for supporting the podcast. And please share it. Let's grow the community, Food Worth Forking. And until next time, until we eat again, make it food worth forking.
Bet you didn't know there were more ways to eat pumpkin.
Who just learned this today? I just learned this today. I just learned this today, y'all. I just learned this today. I literally just learned this, y'all. I just learned this today. Y'all. I can't believe I'm in all right now. I just learned this today. Y'all. I just learned this today, y'all. If you were here with me, I just learned this just like you learned with me. I just learned this today, y'all. Just learned this today. Like, real deal. Oh, even this top. Even this one. I just learned this today, y'all. Like how you learning it with me right now. And that one come out even more. Because I just learned this today. Because I want to learn today that you can twist the top the whole time and learn this today. All right. I'm about to go mess up all my seasons because I'm done.
Come follow as I take you on a tour. Let me put you on to some new work. Grilling this heat. I got the word on the street. Take heed, introduce you to some brand new things. Food for the soul. See, you gotta blow. Food worth forking. Take it on the go. In tune, serving it up on the road. Tell you all about it on the special. This here's something you don't wanna miss. Hit you every